Alcaraz's reflection on Sinner's doping ban, the number 1. The Spaniard shared his thoughts on the 3-month suspension Jannik will face in the professional circuit due to the sanction imposed by WADA after testing positive for Clostebol in March 2024. Carlos Alcaraz's opinion was missing. Little by little, tennis players are positioning themselves on the Sinner case and its controversial resolution, which has resulted in a short sanction of only 3 months, allowing the world number 1 to play all the Grand Slams of the year. Global tennis icons like Nick Kyrgios and Stan Wawrinka did not hesitate to criticize the Italian and the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, for what they consider an insufficient sentence. "I no longer believe in clean sport and it's a sad day for tennis," were some of the comments from the Australian and the Swiss. Alcaraz had previously expressed his belief in Sinner's innocence, and now he has spoken again in statements to Diario as after the sanction was announced. Regarding the sanction, there is little to comment on. Whether Jannik plays or not, we try to perform well in every tournament because being number 1 is a goal. Carlos did not make a particularly deep assessment of the sanction itself. The world number 3 had stated during the months of investigation that he was inclined to believe that Sinner had not cheated. Now, he will not face his biggest rival until Rome. However, Carlitos will still have to deal with Sinner and Roland Garros and Wimbledon. Carlos Alcaraz receives a challenge from afar. The big revelation in tennis in 2025 is Brazilian Joao Fonseca, whose rapid rise is reminiscent of Carlos Alcaraz's, setting up a duel between young prodigies that many are eager to see. World tennis is witnessing the emergence of a new star, as 18-year-old Joao Fonseca, who has been on the radar for quite some time, has now reached the elite level. The Brazilian achieved a victory at the Australian Open that will be remembered for years to come, dominating Andrei Rublev in his Grand Slam debut with astonishing confidence. This week, he has taken another step forward and is on the brink of his first ATP title, which he could claim if he defeats Fran Cerundolo in the ATP 250 Buenos Aires final this Sunday. All of this raises the question of how long it will take for him to establish himself fully at the top, but the expectation is that it will not be long. In the coming months, he will be a name to watch. The prospect that excites tennis legends the most is the long-awaited generational clash between Fonseca and the last young player to make a similarly spectacular breakthrough, Carlos Alcaraz. Fonseca's 2025 resembles Alcaraz's 2021, the year he truly entered the elite and gradually gained momentum before his explosive rise the following season. For this reason, figures like Andy Murray, who now coaches Novak Djokovic and is a legend of the sport, are eager to see them face off. The Scotsman posted the following tweet while the Rio native was playing Laszlo Djere for a spot in the Buenos Aires final: "I can't wait for the first Fonseca vs Alcaraz match. Clay court season on the horizon." If there's one surface where Fonseca is even more dangerous than on others, despite his ability to beat anyone on any court, it's clay. Clay is his natural habitat, where he earned his first ATP point and now has a great opportunity to claim his first title. Because of this and the timing of his rise, it's likely we'll see him competing at the highest level very soon, possibly during the upcoming clay court season. Until now, he was ranked 99th in the world, but this week he has climbed to 82nd, and depending on the outcome of the final, he could break into the top 70. This means he will soon have direct access to Masters 1000 tournaments and Grand Slams, making the long-awaited clash all the more inevitable. Luck abandons Carlos Alcaraz in Doha. Carlos Alcaraz hasn't had much luck with the ATP 500 Doha draw, as he faces major challenges from the start, beginning with a debut match against Marin Cilic and a potential semi-final showdown with Novak Djokovic. Alcaraz's 2025 has been an emotional rollercoaster. He had a tough Australian Open, where he encountered Novak Djokovic in the quarterfinals and ultimately lost after the Serbian, even while injured, managed to get inside his head and stage a comeback. However, he quickly bounced back by winning his first indoor hardcourt title in Rotterdam a few weeks ago. But that's in the past, as he now has a big opportunity for redemption in Doha, where fate has set up another potential clash with Djokovic. The tournament in Qatar's capital is the final stop before the outdoor hardcourt swing in the US, where Alcaraz will be defending many ranking points after winning Indian Wells and reaching the Miami semifinals last year. However, all eyes in Doha today were on Jannik Sinner, as his doping suspension was officially confirmed, sidelining him for 3 months. In fact, Sinner was initially set to compete in the tournament, causing a delay in the draw as officials awaited an official decision. Ultimately, he is the biggest absentee, and Alcaraz enters as the top seed. A tough draw. To reach the semifinals against Djokovic, Carlitos will have to navigate a very difficult path, starting with a first-round match against former US Open champion Marin Cilic. The Croatian hasn't played since November and is using a protected ranking after dropping to 195th due to injuries, but he remains a dangerous opponent. If Alcaraz advances, he will face either China's Zhen Zhang or a qualifier in the second round. Things get significantly tougher from the quarterfinals onwards, where he is projected to meet 7th seed Grigor Dimitrov, who has always given him trouble, even defeating him last year in Miami. And then, the ultimate test, a semi-final clash against Novak Djokovic, though the Serbian also has a grueling path, beginning with a first-round encounter against Matteo Berrettini. On the other side of the draw, top contenders include Alex de Minaur, fresh off his Rotterdam final, and Daniil Medvedev, who is seeking redemption after a rocky start to the season. Carlos Alcaraz is already in Doha for the ATP 500 event, where he will face Marin Cilic in the first round tomorrow. But before stepping onto the court, he attended Media Day and spoke with Spanish media outlets like Sport, analyzing his current form, his goals for the season, and his ambition to fight for the world #1 ranking, especially now that Jannik Sinner will be watching tennis from the sidelines for 3 months due to his doping suspension. The young Spaniard, currently ranked number 3 in the world, is fully aware of the challenges ahead. After a mixed start to the 2025 season, which saw him fall to Novak Djokovic in the Australian Open quarterfinals but bounce back to claim the title in Rotterdam, Alcaraz is focused on maintaining his momentum. His victory in the Netherlands marked an important milestone, as it was his first title on an indoor hard court, a surface where he had yet to fully prove himself. Now, in Doha, he seeks to build on that success and continue refining his game in preparation for the upcoming Masters 1000 tournaments and Grand Slams. In his conversation with the media, Alcaraz emphasized the importance of developing a strong tactical approach while also allowing room for creativity and instinct during matches. I have to learn to establish a match pattern and try to follow it, but also know when to use instinct to try different things. Experiment and see what happens. I try to find a rhythm to stay focused and look for different shots in certain moments, he explained. The 20-year-old sensation knows that finding the right balance between discipline and improvisation is crucial, especially against top-ranked opponents like Djokovic, Medvedev, and Sinner. His ability to adapt his game has already set him apart from many of his peers, but he is determined to keep improving. With his explosive style, powerful ground strokes, and fearless attitude, Alcaraz remains one of the most exciting players on the tour. As he prepares for his opening match against the experienced Marin Cilic, Alcaraz is focused on taking one step at a time. Cilic, a former US Open champion, may not be at his peak after an extended absence due to injury, but his powerful serve and vast experience make him a dangerous opponent. If Alcaraz can navigate this tricky first round, he will face even tougher challenges ahead, including a potential showdown with Novak Djokovic in the semifinals. With his eyes set on reclaiming the world #1 ranking, Alcaraz is ready to give his all in Doha, knowing that every match and every victory brings him closer to his ultimate goal. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like, because here at Tennis Zone, we are dedicated to bringing you the best content for the best audience. We offer in-depth analysis, exclusive interviews, and extensive coverage of everything related to the world of tennis. Join our community and be part of the excitement of the tournaments with us. Additionally, at Tennis Zone, we strive to provide you with up-to-date, high-quality content about players, tournaments, strategies, and the most relevant events in the tennis world.